insane. Speaking of insane, Ron, let's have a little fun here. Let's talk a little bit about this Turning Point USA halftime Super Bowl show with a bunch of right-wingers, all white, by the way, who will be performing, who at one point or another, almost all of them, have said something anti-Semitic or racist in the last year. What do you make of this? Why is Turning Point doing this? It's obviously going to cost them a lot of money. I would say there'd be less than 1% of the people that are actually going to be watching the Super Bowl that are going to be watching this. What do you make of this?
Well, what I make of it is that the guys at Turning Point are trying to figure out what to do next. It's sort of like, for me, like, it's sort of like when they tried to keep the Rush Limbaugh show going after Rush Limbaugh died with like Bo Snerdley and then Bongino moved in that time slot. I mean, it's just like some people are unique. They have unique talents and abilities. And I will give it up to Charlie that he had that talent. He had that ability. And it can't, those kind of people can't be duplicated or replicated. Mm-hmm. So the problem for Turning Point USA is they're trying to like continue on as like nothing happened almost without Charlie. And Charlie is Turning Point. I mean, and the rest of the guys that run that organization, and I'm including his wife here, they don't have it. And I've been watching what they've been doing. And everything they've been doing is like Charlie Kirk tribute stuff. That's all they talk about. That's all they do. So I think what they're trying to do is figure out what is our next act without Charlie? Like what can we do to get noticed, to get attention like Charlie got? Even though they're all boring. The guy's trying to do his radio show is boring. Yep. He brings nothing to the table. He was just a Charlie's sidekick. And it's like Ed McMahon trying to do, the Tonight Show by himself. It doesn't work. And so they come up with this Super Bowl idea. Oh, we're going to counter program the Super Bowl halftime show that, I don't know, 100 million people are watching. Bad Bunny, who's like the most streamed artist one of the most streamed artists in the world right now, but maybe they don't like him because he's Puerto Rican and he speaks Spanish and he's a rapper. I don't know. But they claim that they have all these amazing acts lined up and that everyone is that the Super Bowl halftime show, this is what they're saying, is going to be so low rated because everybody's going to be watching their patriotic halftime show. Right. They're going to leave the Super Bowl to go watch the Turning Point. What is it going to be streamed? It's going to be streamed online somewhere. What is it going to be? Who's it going to be? Kid Rock, Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
Who are the performers that they're going to get that are going to cause 50 million people to leave the Super Bowl and go online to watch?
Ron, I don't know. Are you telling me 100 million people don't want to see Lee Greenwood? What are you trying to say here?
Lee Greenwood could make a cameo. I mean, you're trying to think of like who are the MAGA, artists, musicians that they have available.
Travis Tritt.
The choices are very limited for Gaggio Blow. I mean,
that guy's a joke. Oh my God.
Hogan died. They could have had him.
Yeah.
Their choices of artists are they're not. They don't
Ted
have
Nugent. We're missing Ted Nugent. That's another one.
Oh yeah, Ted is. Ted always has that thing where he plays the national anthem on his guitar, so he can possibly do that.
What a joke! What an absolute joke! Speaking of jokes, Ron, before I get to your Substack, which is not a joke, you have one of the best in the business. I need some advice from you. I'm going to be on a stage in Washington, D.C. this weekend with none other than Tim Pool, Myron Gaines, and Alex Stein. What advice would you give me?
Okay, well, Tim Pool, as I said, Tim Pool's a lightweight. Tim Pool is not exactly the brightest bulb. Everything Tim Pool does is for effect and for clicks, and it's all like contrived bullshit. Like, Civil War, that's his favorite thing to tweet. He tweets Civil War like once a week. Like he's like that guy is going to lead the Civil War, right? For the resistance. I mean, everything he does is just, he has no substance. And then Alex Stein is a lunatic. I mean, just a maniac, who will probably try and wreck it. If I know Alex, he will probably do everything he can to ruin the whole thing with some kind of stunt or just start screaming and yelling or singing or jumping up and down. He will do something to try and make the whole thing turn into a clown show. And then Myron Gaines will probably just be yelling at you the whole time. So yeah, you're gonna have a really difficult time getting words in. Who's the moderator for this?
I don't even know if there is a moderator.
Oh,
if there is
boy.
one, I would imagine it's Tim Pool's gig. So
yeah, you're gonna have a hard time like being able to talk.
So you're saying it's going to be worse than Piers Morgan?
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be worse than Piers Morgan.
Oh Jesus!
I don't really, unless you had like somebody there who's like a really good gatekeeper, to moderate. That's going to be a complete shit show. But you'll do well. You're one of the few who could probably handle that situation.
I appreciate that. I don't know if I'll be able to handle this one, but I'll do my best. I appreciate that advice. So Ron, what do you got going on your Substack today?
Well, that's how I'm advertising this one is, it's just all news about the United States. I'm the America First. I am the America First. Me and Marjorie Taylor Greene are the only America First people left in America. Our alliance of unholy and Thomas Massey, right? So everything in my column is going to be about the United States. Not that I don't care about the Israel-Gaza thing, but the thing is, like, if you could go through social media and the whole thing is Israel God, like 99%, I can't. It is so difficult today to find non-Israel news in the United States. Very difficult. But I will say this: I have worked extremely hard all morning to mine those tiny nuggets of news in amongst the Israel stuff, and it was hard to put it all together and find it. I had to work extra hard to find stuff today, but I did, and I'm determined to make a full column that has nothing about Israel in it.
That's what separates you from everybody else, Ron. I appreciate that. And you're right, by the way. Ron Filipowsji from Midas Touch, everybody. Ron, I appreciate you and your advice, by the way. I'll let you know how that goes this weekend. Yes, thanks, Ron. I appreciate you, my man, and we'll talk to you soon.
You might need some medication. Like
That's true.
Bring some Xanax or something.
I'll bring some of that, maybe some Valium or something. I'll give you an update in DC. Ron, I love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. See you.
Appreciate it. That's Ron Filipowsji, everybody, from Midas Touch.